Go.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Andrea. Good evening,
Okay.
everyone. Thank you, Andrea, for this opportunity for practice my language, English language.
You are the
I
best,
share.
Pasquale. You can no problem go. You know, they will understand everything, so no problem. Let's go.
Okay, I share my screen. Okay, let's go to introduce the informations. Vediamo. Yes. Okay. See my screen, Sarah. Yes. Okay. 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 I see. Sarah. Okay. Let's go. Let's start with important information because every week you partner can find the training, this training and Italian training in the Italian YouTube channel, Formazione Corsair Connect. The next very important information is the price of this week. The price is 31 cents per kilo for our service, and we have 3.1 cents per CSR 26. This price become from Friday 17 and until on 22 Friday 22. But this week we have a new bonus promotion about our service. This week we have 50% extra bonus about our service. Only this week, first week, because in the next week we have a very, very important promotion, percentual promotion. The price of our service is 0.21 dollar per kilo and 0.021 cent for CSR 26. In the next week, the promotion is 40% extra bonus about our service in the second week, and in third week is 30% extra bonus about our service. This is a very amazing promotion, and we don't lose this opportunity. Bonus promotion, because this promotion, bonus promotion to celebrate the transition of the career from euro to dollar. This transition from euro to dollar give us the opportunity of 20% less of the turnover needed for each position in the career. And this is a very, very opportunity for every partner to the next upgrade in the career. And ultimate information, very important, we have a special event that you can't lose because in Finland, 13 and 14 June 2026, we have the first Corsair Day in Finland. This format is the official format. We will see in Finland, and you can register now in the group in the group Telegram. There is the link for registration.
Let me add something, Pasquale. Just a second regarding this Corsair Day. I really invite all of you to be there in Finland because the Corsair Day will be amazing. Will be the official new presentation of the Corsair Group. This will be the first time we will do this Corsair Day in English. And after that, we will start to bring this format all around the world. Now we already did in Italy this format. Let's speak in this way. This format was created from the Pasquale Lipolis group. Of course, after that, we worked all in the Italian team together to develop the final version of this Corsair Day. But this is a full day from 10 to the morning to 5 in the afternoon, where people can come and they can understand 100% what we are doing. This is huge. And this is not important only for the people that are already in the business, for all the partners, because if you never saw a Corsair Day, you must come and see, because you will get a lot of information in the Corsair Day. You will understand better what we are doing, what is the Corsair Connect, the presentation, the plastic credit market, the career system, our method, a lot of information. And then it's amazing because after that is one day full of theory, full of information, and then one day after we all together go to the facility to visit our plant, to see our three new plant in Caipola. And I'm sure for the old partner, but even for the new one, will be amazing. So if you have any friends, if you have someone who want really to understand what we do, if you have someone who is interested to understand this business, please invite them to the Corsair Day, because they will get all the information, they will see the facility, and I'm sure they will be shocked. They will be completely shocked. Okay, so prepare for this today. Please go register yourself, register your people, and let's meet up in Finland. Pasquale, before we follow, I just want to remind that we had in the last weeks some new stars, and I want to speak about in this training regarding these new stars, because we have the first star from Africa, from Nigeria. Okay, we have Ozioma Malvermi. Is correct, Claudio? I did it. I spoke in the right way. The first star in Nigeria. Okay, correct.
First
Claudio?
woman, the first woman.
The first woman star.
In
first star.
all the continent of Africa.
Yeah, great. And let me tell you something, because I know maybe you think one star, but you know, in Africa, they don't sell package of 1,000, 2,000. They sell package of $10, $20, $30, $50, $100. So it's much more complicated to reach the first star. But we have the first woman in the first star from Claudio Malvermi Group. Claudio, really compliment and bring my compliment to Ozioma from me and from all these people from this training. And not only because, sorry if I tell you this, but we have even two star from Slovenia. I saw in the group we have Sara Lukic. It's correct, Sara Lukic. I told it right. Sara Lukic and Uroš Lukic. Great. So two new star from Slovenia. So really compliment Sara, compliment Uroš, and compliment to Ozioma from Africa. We have to celebrate. So we can use this moment to celebrate the new star. And I was invited yesterday from Pasquale to the next Corsair Day in Slovenia. So if nothing happen, I think I will come to enjoy with you the Corsair Day in Slovenia. Okay, so thank you very much. Let's go. Okay, let me start before I start to share my slide. First of all, I have to thanks for this topic of tonight to Riccardo Taddei, our 6-star from Italy, because this is the same topic that yesterday he did in Italy, and we get so many compliments, so many messages for this training. Tonight he was not able to be here tonight with me, so I will try to do my best. But I did the same in Spain with the Spanish people. Today I was 2 hours translating all the slides in Spanish and in English. I was tired before I start the training. So okay, now my brain, start to make smog, is smoking now my brain. But I'm sure you will like it. I have to tell you, it's a technical, okay? It's a technical topic, but these are the fundamental about what we do. And let me tell you what we will speak tonight. The topic of tonight is especially for you. It's not for the new one. I mean, for the new one, for the client, they will follow to buy our plastic waste removal service, the CSR 26. They will follow to support our mission. They will follow to remove plastic waste from the environment. That's okay. But this topic especially is for you. Because tonight I will tell you why can be the best advantage for your life, the best opportunity for your life to get some original CSR. You know why? Because we know, maybe some of you don't know, but every year now we have a new CSR plastic credit. But when we start for the first 4 years, we sell the original CSR. Okay, and we sell something like 9.6 billion CSR. Now more than 3, 4, and no more than now we are now there are 3.3 billion. So 700 million was already retired. So they will never be any more on the market because they was burned to get the certification, and they will be less and less and less and less. Of course, not all these CSR are already in the market because with the distribution, the majority of this original will be on the market in 2027, so next year, if I don't mistake. So let me tell you why this can be a good opportunity for you. So I will start to share my slide. I will start to share my slide. Okay. I am sure you will get a lot of information because yes, this is concerning the CSR original, but it is the same logic for the CSR 25 and for the CSR 26, but especially for the original because now is in the lower price ever. Now the CSR original is at 0.1 cent. I am the first one who started 2 months ago to start to buy every week for me because I know I already have a lot of dozens of millions. Okay, I have dozens of millions, but I started with the leadership, and then yesterday we wanted to share this information because I know how will be important for you in your life to have these advantages. Why collect now? The original CSR is a strategic choice. Okay, let me tell this because this is very important because we follow. Very important note, read before proceeding. This material is intended exclusively for the Corsair Connect business partners network and is for an educational and information purpose only. Each CSR plastic credit represents a certification of 100 grams of plastic collected and processed through the Corsair recycling facility. It's a verifiable ESG instrument, not a financial instrument. Just to be clear, the plastic credit are not a financial instrument. It's not an investment. The plastic credit, like the carbon credit from the last 28 years, is a commodity. You can sell from the last 28 years carbon credit all around the world, and you don't need any kind of license because it's not an investment. It's just a product. But the nice thing is that today, the price of this product is so low. And you have a good opportunity that you can buy. It's like if I buy a Rolex and I can get a Rolex for a lower price. I buy a Rolex today and I already know that this Rolex in 5 years will be valued 50% more. Why? Because the demand is so high. So the information contained in this document does not constitute investment solicitation, financial advice, or a public offer to purchase or sell. But these are the world law that say this. Plastic credit is not an investment. The public market consideration for the CSR plastic credit are provided for descriptive and contextual purpose only. Any economic evaluation relating to the purchase of plastic credit on the market is the sole responsibility of the operator and their advisors. So let's start from here. Let's see to the current scenario. Let's see where we are today. Let me explain you what is happening today in 2026. And let me tell you 6 very reasonable reasons to accumulate now the CSR, original one. The first reason is the industrial solidity. Because today the Corsair is a solid company after almost 6 years. Operation facility, real credibility. So let's speak about how solid is the Corsair Group. Today, without any doubt, the Corsair Group is the leading company in the world in the chemical recycling. And today, for sure, with the number, the CSR plastic credit is the most selling plastic credit in all the world. It's a verifiable physical plant. You don't have to trust me. Now you can come to Finland and you can come to visit our plant up and running, or you can go to Bangkok and see the other 9 plants up and running. So the credibility comes not from a white paper, but from tons of plastic processed every day. Every day we recycle tons of plastic and everything is certified. Maximum transparency. Let's speak about the CSR token. Each credit corresponds to a real plastic, traceable and certifiable both by external auditors and the blockchain technology. So we have a double auditing. We have the blockchain where everyone can see every single CSR and all the ones that are retired, and even the control union, who certify that each time we recycle from 1 kilogram of plastic waste, we can release into the market 10 CSR 26 plastic credit. Growing track record. More plants are operational today than at any time in the group history. We never had 13 plants up and running, and we are growing and we are growing and we are growing. And international recognition. Multi-country operation, because now we work in different countries, in different continents, and relationship with institutional ESG buyers globally. So everything now is internationally recognized. And this is the key point. Listen to me. This is the very important key point that you need to understand. That the current market price of the CSR, of all the CSR, especially for the CSR original, not reflect the group real industrial strength. That is the point. The price is really low, but the value is really high. And I will tell you now why in the future, even the price will start to grow. So the first reason how to accumulate now the CSR regional, I told you. Now let's go to the second one. The price versus the value, what I told you now. The gap between the fundamentals of what we do, the fundamentals of the value of this company and the price on the market. So let's speak a little bit about this gap that creates opportunity. And trust me, now, like it happened a lot of time in the history, for the Bitcoin, for the carbon credit, and for a lot of other products, this gap can be the biggest opportunity for thousands of people all around the world. Let's speak about the fundamental analysis. So regarding the real value. So we don't speak about the price. Let's speak about the real value of our product. Corporate strength and recognition and potential buyback. Global ESG demand growing exponentially. Be prepared because, as I told you some weeks ago now, in the half of August, in all the European Union, will become operative, in effect, operational, a new regulation for all the company which use plastic for their packaging. 12th of August will change everything. Of course, this will not happen in one day. I don't know how many time we will need, but for sure, from August, the company will be obligated by the law to take care and start to recycle and start to do something for their plastic waste. And now, for the first time in the history, the plastic credit is an option. The plastic credit is an option for all the companies that are not able to reach the percentage that European Union say you must recycle this percentage of plastic waste. So push for the new regulation and regulated plastic pollution already in place. Unique 100% recycling collection credit. Because you have always to remember that there are other plastic credits all around the world. Plastic bag, plastic purpose, and others. There are, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, I don't know how many. But the CSR plastic credit is the only one where the plastic is recycled for real. All the other plastic credits are based on plastic collected from the environment, from the beaches, from the oceans. But then this plastic go to the landfill. Just to be clear. Futures that are superior to competitors, because as I told you, our plastic credit is the only in the world created in this way. We have no competitors as level of quality of plastic credit. So the third reason why to accumulate now, especially all the CSR, but now the CSR original can be a great opportunity. Serious investor logic. Let me explain you just for a few minutes. Let me explain you how the real investor, the serious one, they invest their money. And I like this sentence that Ricardo wrote: buying with blood on the street. You know, this is the hard reality. The serious investor, they buy when all the other people are dying. They buy when the people is crying, when they lost even their blood, when there's blood on the street. Let me speak a little bit about that. Buy with blood on the street. What does this mean? This is a famous sentence from Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world. Be fearful when others are greedy. So be scared when all the others join to a business, and greedy when all the others are fearful, and be happy when all the others are scared. And let me explain you this specific moment, because in this moment, the CSR plastic credit is unknown into the market. In this moment, this is the moment where now the real investor jump in. What they do, what the serious investor do, they buy in silence, not in noise. I remember some years ago when the Bitcoin reached for the first time in the history $60,000. I perfectly remember this moment. $60,000. At that moment, I remember in Italy, everyone spoke about the Bitcoin. Everyone. Too loud. Too many people speak about the business. I can tell you something, that in that moment, when the Bitcoin was to $60,000, the serious investors, they were already running away from the business of Bitcoin, and they realize money when everyone bought. Serious investors accumulate when attention is low and public interest is lacking. This is precisely the time for the CSR. This is the moment. Other people panic in their advantage. So when the people go in panic, they know that they can get the best advantages. When people cry, the real investor make money. Depressed price due to lack of speculative demand. This means exceptional low price for those with long-term vision. And they don't look for the perfect minimum. They continuously buy. They accumulate gradually at levels deemed favorable. The gradual accumulation plan protects against timing risk. That is the point. They follow to buy continuously. Another reason why this is the right moment to accumulate: the low volume and high leverage. It's very funny because now with the minimum demand reverses the price. I bought last week $250 in the original CSR, and only with $250, this is, sorry, can I tell this is ridiculous because I buy every week, okay, every week, and of course I get a lot of CSR with my commission, okay, every week. Don't forget about that. I buy thousands and thousands of CSR every week only with my commission. 80% cash, 20% in the CSR. Okay? But I some months ago, I start to buy the CSR original. And with $250, I saw the price go up. $250. Why? Because now the volume is low. So even with little money, if I put little money to buy, the price go up. If I sell for little money, the price go down. So let's speak about this a little bit. Low volumes, high leverage. The market microstructure works in our favor. What this mean? Which is the current situation? There is a micro depth of the sale book. If you go into the exchange where all the CSR are listing, the sales book is so little. You will not find hundreds of orders, but it's a little sales of book, because the new one they don't buy and the old one they don't sell because now it is 0.1 cent. Nobody says this is like sell for free. Even 0.1 is for free, but if they sell for lower price, this is like to give for free their CSR. Low residual selling pressure. There is no more, as I told you now, there is not the pressure for selling because now the price is at the minimum, the historical minimum for the original. It was never so low like this and can't go lower than this. Minimum active speculative demand. There is no demand for speculation because now the market start to understand what we are doing. Will be very funny when we start this new regulation for the company in Europe. But let's go. What does this mean? This is the actual situation. What this mean now? That small purchase volumes produce price movements that are disproportionate to the capital employed. So with little money, the price change immediately. No volume. The sales network, by purchasing even small quantity in a coordinated manner, becomes a real price driver. Because now we start with the Italian yesterday. We did a very good training, and I can tell you, now we will have dozens of people from Italy that now they will start to buy the original CSR from the exchange. Why? As I want to repeat you this will not make damage to our business. Because our new client, they buy the package with the CSR 26. But what is the point? That normally the client they buy one times, maybe two times, maybe three times. But our client, they don't buy every month. They don't have a recurring purchase. So for the ones that they already have the CSR 26, you can give them you can make a gift to them, telling, okay, let's put some money even to the original. Because this product, this service in the next month will start to be requests from thousands and thousands and thousands of companies. Every corporate buyer that purchase credit visibly shift demand and signals to the market, as I told you now. And more, the 10% turnover of the company, the buyback, okay, adds systematic and predictable buying pressure. But we will speak about later about the buyback, which will be one of the biggest continuous purchase of all CSR. Original, most of them, because the majority of the money will go for the original of the buyback. Then a piece to the CSR 25 and a piece to the CSR 26. And then even a piece to the 27, to the 8. But the majority of the money will always go to the CSR original. Never forget about that. So the first reason to accumulate now, company demands coming soon. Companies from networks and company from the big deal from the Corsair. And again, I want to remind you, remind you, now this summer will be funny. This end of 2026, I'm very curious because I don't know what will happen. Please let me let understand this. I don't know what will happen because it's the first time in the history that this thing will happen. It's the first time in the history that the legislation start to speak about compensation system to compensate your plastic waste pollution. So nobody knows what will happen. But for sure, thousands and thousands and thousands of companies will start to move to buy plastic credit. All the plastic credit. And not only the company that will arrive from the network, because I have to tell you something. I have a lot of people in my network in all Europe, and I have a lot of partners which are already dealing with a lot of companies. They are only waiting that we give the okay. And we are working. I was with the CEO, with Jay, with Wayne last week, with some other people to organize this process from the company. And this company that will work for us, for the company to organize all the purchase of the company. You remember this 50% and 50%. They told that we can be ready for the end of June. So you can expect that from now to the end of June, we will be ready to involve all the company you want. You remember, and why the company are very important in all this logical? Because all the company that will join to the Corsair Connect, you remember this 50% of all the money they will go to the packages for the network, and the other 50% of the money from all the company will go directly to the exchange to buy the CSR original, the CSR 25, and the CSR 26. Of course, they will start to buy from the ones who are in the lower price. But can you imagine when we speak about 50% of the money of all the company? Keep in mind that the company they don't buy $1,000 package, $2,000. No, company they are ready to buy dozens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars every year to get the certification. Today I get a phone call. Now I don't know. It's funny because now this regulation is coming, and listen to me. And today I get a phone call that one of the biggest company in Italy who produce milk, one of the biggest in Italy, they produce milk. Now they contact us. They was contacted, I remember 1-2 years ago. Now, I believe they start to listen about this regulation. And now they came back to our Corsair Connect partner. and they want to start the calculation. And we speak about millions of CSR, millions. And all this money, the 50% will go to the exchange. And trust me, there are not enough CSR. At the end of this training, I will show you that there are no enough CSR for company. The CSR doesn't exist. Original, 25, 26, we don't have enough of CSR. It's impossible. So let's think about this. Two channels, okay? So company from the network and company from the Corsair, because we have a lot of company from the network, but never forget that the biggest company in the world will go directly to the Corsair. I don't know, we speak about Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Unilever, Nestlé, Danone, all these big corporations, they will deal directly with the Corsair and they will go to buy only in the exchange. Only in the exchange, to buy your CSR. If you sell it, I will not sell it. And I'm very happy because now I have a lot of millions of CSR, original, 25 and 26. And I know that this product, in the future, I will have a lot of company interested to buy for a good price, 100%. And I know that I have something in my head that in the future, everyone will be interested to have it, 100%. So two channel, one structural buy pressure, because both company from the network and both company from the Corsair, all we start to create the pressure to the price of the CSR into the market. Channel one, the network, the Corsair Connect network. Company with ESG obligation acquire CSR and certified compensation. Every commercial contract generate direct demand for credit on the market because the 50% will go on the open market. We will start to create the demand to the exchange for our CSR. And of course, the channel two, the Corsair Group, large-scale institutional and corporate agreements managed directly by the Corsair Group. Large volume purchase that create an immediate gap between demand and available supply. Because trust me, there are not enough. Let me wait at the end of this training. I will give you some number. Every big deal announced from the Corsair Group is a catalyst for attention and secondary demand. Because they will start to buy continuously, and not only. When a big partner will join to the Corsair Group, all the other big companies in the world, they will listen about this agreement between, for example, I don't know, Nestlé and Corsair Group. And after that, one of the biggest one will arrive, all the other will arrive. And the last point is the buyback. Now we already have the buyback. We start years ago with the buyback, but with 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 plants, the quantity of oil we can produce is so little. It's ridiculous. And the 10% of the selling of this oil, okay, are money, but the 10% go to the open market and the company buy continuously the CSR, the original, the 25 and 26. But we will start to see this mechanism, not now, in the future, next year, when we start to have 30 plants, 40 plants, 50 plants, 100 plants, 200 plants, 100 plants, 1,000 plants. And in that moment, we speak about millions of dollars every month in the exchange to buy, to create volume. Systematic purchase, the growth of the Corsair Group purchase CSR products every month with a fixed percentage of its revenue, this 10%. This creates a predictable demand floor independent of the market sentiment. These things will follow, doesn't matter the company, doesn't matter the investor, doesn't matter the speculation. This will be a fixed system that for sure this money will go every month into the exchange to buy the CSR. Corporate treasury. The accumulated credits become part of the Corsair Group assets, increasing the value of the company. I think that all of you know that in the next 2 years, maximum 3 years, but for me less, we will be listed in the New York Stock Exchange. A percentage of the Corsair Group will be public in the New York Stock Exchange. But when we will list the Corsair Group, we will have a starting price, and at that moment, all the CSR, all this digital asset that will have a value will be calculated like a corporate treasury. Will be a value and will be an asset that will give the much more value to the Corsair Group before they go to the stock exchange. Market signal. An active buyback is the strongest signal that a company can send. It declares that the current price is below the intrinsic value perceived by the management. This is the best signal we can give, the company can give. The value is low, the company buy, and they buy, and they buy, and they buy. The buyback is all the biggest company in the world. All the biggest company in the world, they do the buyback. Even the Apple do the buyback. The Apple, every year, they use a percentage of their turnover and go in the open change and buy back the shares of Apple. Why? Because they want to show they are the first who believe in the company. So they are the first who continuously give value to their share. Because they are the first who buy back from the market. The buyback transforms the Corsair Group itself into the main structural buyer. This does not happen in speculative markets. You will never see in a speculative markets that the company buy its shares in the speculation market. So if I can give an advice to our Corsair Connect partner, how I can structure my rational plan to buy this original CSR? Okay, simply just define a budget. But we speak about, even with Ricardo did this experiment with some people, they speak about $20, $30 every month. Not 2,000 euros. $20, $30, $50 every month, and you follow to buy. Set a quote that you can allocate gradually. Accumulation doesn't require a single moment of concentration, but this can be continuously. Every week, $10 every week, $20, $30 every month, $50 every month, and buy. Gradual purchase. Purchase consists portions over time. Purchases consistent portion over time. This reduces exposure to volatility and lowers the average carrying amount. I mean, if I follow to buy, I keep the average good for my price. I buy at any price. I buy at $1, I buy at 1 cent. 20 cents, I continue follow to buy. And now listen to me. Let me show you. Because what we are doing already happened in the history. This is important you understand. What we are doing today with the Corsair Group and with the plastic credit already happened in the past. How illiquid markets with solid fundamentals behave. What happens when you have a solid business, but there is no liquidity? This already happened. These are two documented historical cases. Identical mechanism, different assets. The Bitcoin, everyone know. 2018, 2020, what happened? Post the bubble, when everyone went away from when the Bitcoin fall down to $2,000, you remember that moment. A lot of people told, okay, the Bitcoin is finished. Post bubble, illiquid market, the sentiment at the rock bottom, volumes low, but the fundamentals, adoption, halving, old logic were intact. So something with the fundamental, only missing with liquidity. Then what happened? The scarcity and the institutional entry, because at that moment the real investor jumped in, and the Bitcoin did 1,900% in 2 years. Please go and check. So what is happening now is nothing new. And the same in something near to us in the carbon credit market. The same, 2020, 2022. What happened? This is a little market only for some kind of company, for big company. Then what happened? The price went down, but then upcoming regulatory demand, the Paris Agreement, minimal volumes, underlying real asset. Then what happened? Arrived the legislation for the carbon credit, corporate ESG obligation, and regulatory pressure. What happened to the carbon credit? 400% plus in 18 months. Don't trust me, but study. You can study what happened in the past. And let me tell you something. How many CSR? Okay, 10 and 4, perfect. 10 minutes. How many CSR? 26 the market needs. Okay? Let me tell you. Today we have 9.3 billion of CSR original. 0. Into the lower price in the history. 9.3. Because it was 10 billion, but 700 million of CSR was already burned, retired to get the certification. And the majority of these 9.3 are not already distributed. They will be distributed in 2027, next year. There are no more than 2 billion for real on the market. 2 billion of original CSR. CSR 25, ridiculous. Something like 500 million. Ridiculous. CSR 26, nothing. Okay? So let's see how many CSR the market need. Let me make you an example. You know Coca-Cola. This is an official data you can find in their site. Ricardo, find this number in the site of Coca-Cola. Only Coca-Cola declared in 2024, no 6, 4, 2 years ago, that they want to compensate 3.6 million tons of plastic in the year, every year. Declaration of 2024, 3.6 million tons. You know how many CSR only the Coca-Cola would need if they decide to compensate not all this number, only the 20%. Only if the Coca-Cola say, okay, now we want to compensate the 20% with the plastic credit, they need every year 7.2 billion. Our market go in shock because there are so many, right? Till 2027, we will not have neither available this 7 billion of CSR. They will not find. Very simple. They don't exist. With the 20%. If they want to go 50% of this amount, they need 18 billions CSR 26 every year. If they go to 80%, almost 30 billions. You know, if we look, listen, if you collect together the 8 big polluters in the plastic waste, these are Coca-Cola 3.6, PepsiCo. These are volumes, these are the volume in 2023, 2024. There are all the data, all the source down, okay? Nestle, Procter & Gamble, Unilever, Danone, Mars, Mondelez. Only these 8 companies, they produce 9 million tons of plastic waste every year. So if only these 8 companies, they decide to compensate the 20% of this 9 billion, okay, tons, they need 18 billions of CSR every year. Every year, not one time. Every year, they must buy 18 billion CSR. Next year, 18 billion. And then 19 because they grow. With a 50%, 45 billion, 80%. And you think that 9 billion of all the CSR are a big number. If you think this, you don't know what is happening outside. You don't study. If you start to study and start to get this information, you will start to understand how valuable is the CSR that you buy today. Because in the future, maybe the Coca-Cola want to buy your CSR because they need your CSR. Global plastic credit market 2020, only 8 brands, 80%. Only them, they need 72 billion CSR every year. You know, the right time is not yesterday, is not tomorrow, is now. Because we have a real industrial strength. We have a real company. The price is far from the value. Today, the price of all our CSR are ridiculous, especially the original, which I started to buy 2 months ago. Demand coming from multiple sources, companies, a buyback, and this. A lot of money will arrive from different point of view. Partner who accumulate today this CSR original, they build their competitive advantage tomorrow. The ones that today are smart, I'm sure they will be very happy in the future. So that is my, as I told you, it's a little bit more technical topic for tonight, but I hope you like it. Because I think sometimes you need to get this information. Because if you only think in the mind like we are a network marketing company, you are so far. You are so far. We are not only a network marketing. Okay, we are a network marketing company, and we sell our plastic waste removal service to private, to individuals, and to company. But the Corsair Group is something a little bit different. The Corsair Group is something bigger than only network marketing. And as I always repeat, the network marketing is only a part, a very important part of the Corsair Group, because it's the only way to sell the packages. And this is our fortune. Because in the future, Corsair, they will never sell packages to the client. To this big corporation, they will take this big corporation and they will take the money, and the Corsair will take this money into the exchange to buy the CSR directly to the exchange. They will not sell packages. Only to wait. If you remember, I did a training 2 weeks ago. You remember? I make you the example of Elon Musk. You remember? I told you. And I, you know what I did 2 days ago? I asked to ChatGPT. I asked, and ChatGPT, please, can you tell me in which year Elon Musk sell the carbon credit? You remember what I told you, no? I told you that till 2017, the price was low. And in 2017, the price reached to €5. €5, 2017. Why? Because start the regulation, start the request. So the company start to buy the carbon credit. 2017. Everyone sold for €5, not Elon Musk. But what was not Elon Musk? Then ChatGPT told me, no, sorry, Andrea, I didn't find any information regarding Elon Musk that in 2018 bought carbon credit. But I found that Tesla in 2023 make €1.79 billion in revenue selling carbon credit. I said, what? I did a mistake because it was not Elon Musk, it was Tesla. Go to ChatGPT. Elon Musk, you know what? It didn't sell to $5, not 10, 20, it sold to 100. You know why? I told you, please remind this. He studied. He already knew where the market were going. He knew about the regulation 9 years ago. He knew that sooner or later the price of his carbon credit will grow. He was informed. He was patient. He was patient, and he didn't need money, so he can wait. So if you don't study, sell your plastic credit. You are no patient. Sell your plastic credit. You need money. Sell your plastic credit. But after, don't come to me 2-3 years. Say, what up, Andrea. This was the chance of my life, but I didn't study. I didn't know. I was in a hurry. I can't wait, and I need 1,000 euro. Just that. Not only, sorry, Tesla didn't make, 1.79 billion in 1 year. Yes, this was in 1 year, but in 1 year. But from 2009 to now, Tesla make more than $9 billion in revenue, in profit with the carbon credit. Go and check it. 9 billion, only waiting. 9 billion only selling carbon credit when the price, this service, like the plastic credit, when the price went up, when arrived the regulation. And okay, and now we have even a new career system. Now we have 3 weeks with 50%. So now you don't pay 31 cent for 1 kilo. So 3.1 cent of dollar for 1 CSR 26. With this extra 50%, it's like if you buy 2.1 CSR, 2.1 cent of dollar for 1 CSR, 21 cent for 1 kilogram. 50%, then 40%, then 30. These are the 3 biggest promotions ever for 2026. The best ones. But I have to tell you, for real, the biggest promotion, the reason for this 50, 40, 30 is the change of the career. Trust me. I start in the 1st of February. I did my registration. 1st of February, 2019. And from that moment till now, the career was always, for the first star, 10,000 euro. Second star, 50,000 euro. 7 year and half, always the same. Now, for the first star, it's not 10,000 euro, it's $10,000. But just remind you, when a few months ago we changed our back office, we changed from euro to US dollar, all your turnover, all our turnover was increase of 20%. So let's make an example. If you had 10,000 euro in turnover, then you have 12,000 of dollar. The company increased to everyone the turnover of 20%. But of course, what they did, they increased even the career of the 20%. And now we go back. So the turnover was increase of 20%, and you stay there. You will get that. They will not change that. So you already have in your pocket 20% more in turnover. But now you need the same career, but not in euro and in dollar. This is amazing. Sorry. This is amazing. 20% less. So now it's like if you can do the first star not with 10,000 euro, but with 8,000 euro. It's 20% more easy. First star, second, third, fourth. I think the right moment to start to move is now. This is the smart moment. No, the smart moment was 7 years ago when I start. That was more smart. Now it's so simple. But even if so simple, people don't work. I don't understand. I started 7 years ago when we had nothing with Pasquale. 0 plants for 2 years. 0 liter of oil. 0. The first plant arrived in 2021. But we work a lot. Why? Because we have a vision. And now it's so clear. We have all this information. My suggestion, start to move yourself. Up to you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Now, tonight, tonight I have Parmigiana tonight. I have a Parmigiana. I will put in the microphone. An amazing Parmigiana. My friend do that. Now Parmigiana with the Belgian beer. Wow. So ladies and gentlemen, let me open. You know, when I'm tired, I start to say bad things. Okay, I think your microphones are open. Let me check. Yeah. Okay, so thank you very much. See you next Tuesday. Okay, next Tuesday, same time, same link, same me, same you. I love you. Let's stay in touch.
Thank you, Andrea. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Andrea.
Andrea. Have a good
Ciao,
night.
Andrea.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Enjoy your night.
Ciao Andrea. Ciao.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Oi, ciao Tiago. Ciao Tiago.
Ciao.
Ciao amico mio.
Ciao.
Ciao Tiago. Have a good night. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Good night.